So I just ran across a Trump Humper page, username FJB and a whole shit ton of numbers. I think it may have been a bot, but they had a post that said if you're going to vote in November to restore Roe versus Wade, ask yourself why didn't Joe Biden do anything for the last 2 years? Well, that's a Trump Humper talking point. But let's debunk that. Let's look at that. Why didn't Joe Biden do anything after Roe was overturned? He couldn't. Okay, in 2022, yes, he had the House, he had the Senate. But we had a 50-50 split in the Senate. We could pass it through the House. The minute it got to the Senate, it was dead on arrival. Why? Because we had Kristen Sinema and we had Joe Manchin. Joe Manchin was a Democrat from West Virginia, but he had to toe the line and be very careful about what he voted with Democrats on, because he kept having to go back to his voting base and say, look, I tried to block this or whatever, and Democrats still got it done. He had a lot of power for being one vote, and he was able to block some things. Same with Kristen Sinema. Kristen Sinema did the same thing. She was a Democrat, then went independent, also liked to block some stuff during that time period. And then you have the other reason. You have the filibuster. This rule that wasn't actually anywhere in the Constitution, just the Senate rule that said you need 60 votes to pass anything from debate on to an actual vote. And any Republican can say, well, anybody can say, I want to filibuster that, and they can block it. But it used to be, it had to be a talking filibuster where you had to get up and keep talking and keep talking and keep talking and keep talking. And then when you had finally said your piece, and you finally when you finally stopped and yielded the floor back, they would move it to vote, and it would still go, and you wouldn't be able to stop it. Now anyone can just say, I want to filibuster that, and you can't get anything done. The filibuster needs to go. But why didn't Joe Biden get anything done? Simple. He couldn't. The Senate blocked him, even though it was a democratically controlled Senate. Why would it be different this time in this upcoming November with this election? If you give Joe Biden another 4 years, you give him the House, you give him a favorable Senate where you don't have Kristen Sinema, you don't have Joe Manchin, they can jettison the filibuster, go back to only needing a simple majority, and if they have 51, 52 seats, that's all they need. They could lose a Democrat or two, still have Kamala Harris be the tie-breaking vote, and they can restore Roe versus Wade to the way it should be. So don't listen to the Republican talking point that Joe should have done something 2 years ago. Simple fact is, between the filibuster and two Democrats who had to lean to the right side, or one that had to and one who chose to, they couldn't get anything done because people were blocking him at every turn.